On a normal day, Alex, who was a junior programmer and worked in a software company, he had to write a program. In this software, a class had to be created to store users in a list. Alex did it this way. Everything was fine until the project manager said that now we have to save the products as well. The programmer again takes a copy of the user class and did the same scenario for the products. A week later, again, a new class where orders must be added. The programmer gets confused because all three classes do the same thing and only the names of the types have been changed. The rest of the code is 99% the same. Alex says, I make a repository that keeps everything of the object type. All classes are placed in a box named object. Alex is happy at first. But after a while problems appear. First one, no type safety. Second one, the compiler cannot help, and last one, the error is detected at runtime. After a few seconds, Ali gets confused and says, I don't want to write an almost identical class for every type, but I also don't want to lose type safety. What if we could write the class only once, and still be strongly typed? This is where generics come in. Generics were added in C# version 2 to handle type safety and boxing and unboxing problems. Now we don't have duplicate classes with generics, and also we do not use objects and so on. So generic classes are classes that give us a class with many types and compile time safety and code reusability. Summary. In summary, generics were introduced to increase code security by removing cast errors at runtime, increase program efficiency by eliminating costly boxing, unboxing operations, make coding cleaner and more general. That's why they are called generics. Today it is practically impossible to imagine C#.
Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Did you see what happened to Alex? What was the problem? In the video we saw two problems. The first one, create one class and use it again and again for different type. The second one was using object that which remove type safety and force us to cast value manually. There's a question, can we write a class once and use it and still keep strongly typed? The answer is yes. That's the term the generic classes comes in, and that's the reason the generic class exists in C#. Okay, here we have three classes. Users, it has a list of users and a method is add, and its products and order is the same. Here I want to show you the problem of object. Here I have a class, its name is box, and it has a field is object. Here I come here and create a instance of this class and say box and just give the value 25. After that, create a variable is age and give the box that one. Here say it forces us to manually cast it to a string. I come here and say string. After that, if I come here and just print the age, if I run the program, I got a invalid cast exception. That's one of the reasons I don't use object for different type. Here is the problem. We don't have no type safety. It forced us to use object, and we have a lot of runtime error. Now let's solve this problem with generics. First of all, I'm gonna to show you a very basic example of generic class. Here I have a box class. It has a field. Its type is object. I wanted to convert this field to the generic. First of all, I have to create a generic class. What is a generic class? A generic class is a class with a multi-data type. Here, I come here and open a small and greater sign and just put a character. It's T. You can call it T, S, everything you want. For example, I can say T first. It doesn't matter. Everything you can choose here. For example, I wanted to choose T, and I come here and remove the object type and just put the T. Now I have a generic class. But maybe you ask yourself, what's the type of this class? What's the type of this field? When you create an instance of this class, the CLR will understand. When you run the program, the CLR will know what data type this field is choosing. Here I come to the program file and remove all of them. Now, I want to choose a create of this class. Before we convert this class to a generic, we very usually we create an instance of this class and we didn't get any error. I come here and say box, new box. Okay. Now I got a underline error, red underline error. Okay, what's the error? Here it say me, hey, you have a generic class. When you create an instance of this class, you have to say to the compiler what data type you want to use. Here I come here and say, hey, I wanted to choose, for example, a string. Okay, now here I also change it to a string. Now I have a generic class, the type is a string. If I come here and say box.value is equal to, for example, Hussein, and if I create another instance of this class, let me copy this to save the time, and I want to convert it to a string, from a string to int. Now I have a generic class, the type is int. It's so easy. Now I say box int.value is, for example, 25. I have created two instances. The first one is a string, the second one is int. If I want to create this two instances with the old way, for example, create an object class, I didn't have any type safety. The object forced me to manually convert and do casting. It's runtime error. It's so important. Now I come to the box class and create a very basic method. I come here and say public void, and for example say show, and open and close the parenthesis and say just console write line value. Okay, now I have created a very basic class. It take the value and print it. Now I have a generic class. When I create an instance of this class, this t of here take the type we want to use and just send it to field, and these fields are printing in the show method. I come here and just run the program. Now you will see two output. The first one is generics. Sorry, what happened? Oh, I'm so sorry. I forgot to say box.show. And here just say box int.show. Sorry, I forgot to write this column, this line. Jose 25, two output, two different output. Okay, it's so important. Now, maybe you ask yourself, hey, Jose, can I change T to other character or other word? Yes, no matter. Here, you can have more than one, for example, type here. For example, I say T first and, for example, T second. And come here, just say, for example, name and age. Okay, and here I come here and say the name is, for example, name, and the age is age. And come here, I don't have any T, is T first and is T second. Okay, now I have two fields that they are generic. I can choose any data type I want. I come here to the program and say, hey, here I have to send two types to a generic class. The first one is string, the second one is int. And come here and say int. Now here, say for example, a string, and just double. I want to change it. A string and double. Okay. No matter, everything you can choose here. For example, here I come and say box in, sorry, box name is Jose, for example, Ali, and box int age is, for example, 36, and here just paste here and choose Jose, and here I say, for example, 35. Now I print it and run the program. Say the name is Hossein and the age is 35. The name is Ali and the age is 36. Every data type you can choose. It's one of the power of generic. Then now here we have type safety. We don't need any casting, and we have compile time error, not a runtime error. What does it mean? Here, if I come here and say, for example, is something like this. Hey, say no, you cannot choose a string. You should just pass int, not everyone. It's type safety. Okay, did you get it? Now it's time to go to the next section and solve the problem of Alex with generic class. Okay, let's do it. Okay, now it's time to solve the problem of Alex with generic class. Before we get started and we get into this solution, I have to say what was the problem of Alex. Alex had three classes: users, products, and orders. 90% of these three classes structure was the same. Okay, now it's time to solve the problem. Here I come to the user class and say, hey, in this class and all of the classes, I have the two items. A list of that classes. If you see, the type of this class list is users and the name of that class. And we have add that take one parameter. The parameter is the type of that class. I come and copy this code and just cut it. And come, I have created a basic class, this repository, and come here and paste all of them. Now I want to convert these method items to the generic. I told you, if you want to create a generic, you have to put this this sign, greater and smaller sign. Okay, and just say, for example, T. T is a some character. In the programming for generic, we also use T, but you can choose every one. For example, you can say T first, T second, S, M, everything you want. But it should be minimal. Okay. Now I come here. The list. What's the type of the list? I don't know. I want to choose it as a generic. I come to and say T. And what's the parameter type? I don't know. It's T. And change it to the item. And it's item. And change this to the, for example, item list. Okay. Now copy here. Now I have a generic class. Now I can remove all of the code that exists in the products and order. Just delete and delete all of them. But I need a very basic field because I want to create an instance of these three classes. I want to show you the output. For this reason, I should have a very basic. Here I say, for example, order NO. I come to the products and paste here and say it's string and its product name. Copy and come to the user and here and say, for example, is username. Now I come to the program. Now I remove all of them. First of all, create an instance of your generic class. Here is repository. What data type you want to choose? I say users. Now it's a repo users. And come here. Before we have a list and we have a method. I want to pass a model of the user class. For this reason, I have to create an instance of this class, user1. And just add the value to user1. Username is equal to Hossein. And just create another instance of this class. Just copy paste its user2. And user2 is the name is Ali. And now I want to use the generic classes and special add method. I say repo users dot add user1 because it's the instance of this class, and I also add user2. I come here and say for each repo user of item list. Now I come here and show all of the username and just run the program. Say Hossein Ali. Now I want to create another repository. Copy all of them. Come here, just paste. Here I want to choose, for example, products instance. Products. Now products. Okay. And here say, for example, product 1. And here say product 2. Copy and paste. Copy and paste. And say it's not username. Now we are working on product. Here I say iPhone 16, and here say product name is iPhone, for example, 17. I love iPhone. Now it's not a repo users, it's repo products. You can also create an instance of order, but we don't have enough time. Now I come here and just add product 1 and also product 2. Why we get a red underline error? Because we are using repo user. We are using repo product. Now the remove have gone. Okay, now come here. Also case repo product. Just say what was the problem? Say user, for example. Sorry. Products and say products. And now products dot product name. Around the program is iPhone 16 and iPhone 17. Did you see what was the problem, and did you see how we solve it? Did you see the power of generic for situation that you have code duplication, you need type safety, you don't need any casting, you have the same structure. For example, you want to add any different model, any different data type, you can choose generic. In this episode, we talk about generic class. In the next episode, we will talk about the generic method. And the last one, we are talking about the generic constant. They are so important. My friend, if this video like you, if you like this video and if you think this video help you to understand the generic classes, don't forget to like the video and subscribe the channel. Goodbye.